Hello guys, today we'll talk about Parasite. Parasite is a pretty insightful movie about the class divide which is in every country, even the richest countries. Yes, Norway, there's still poor people in your country. You cannot tell me there's no that not every that's because you have the quote unquote happiest country in the world here in Norway. Doesn't mean there's still people who are poor in your country because people are capable of making bad decisions in their life and stuff. But people are sometimes born in poverty and they can't really do anything about it. And yep, basically, greed. Basically, this is what yeah. If you really want a quick synopsis of the movie without spoiling the movie, this is what the movie is about. I'm not gonna tell you anything about the movie because it spoils the movie. Even so, in the trailer might spoil the movie for you. But yep, this movie won the best movie of the year, so of course I had to see it. And unlike some of the other best movies of the year that I've seen, so yep, this is actually way better than the other two I've seen. The Shape of Water. That movie was yeah. And of course, Green Book. Green Book was pretty good, but yeah, Green Book also was pretty good, but it wasn't as great as this movie. This movie really made me feel about poor communities a different way. I'm not really a poor person myself. I'm in the middle with a lot of with most normal people, but you can really feel like at the scene where the house floods because yeah, because there were actual flood because that floods actually happen in South Korea every year or so, and a couple of people, sadly go away because of these floods in the country. And also, it's that's weird. It's they happen every year. For example, 20 in August of this year, they had floods in South Korea. Well, there was constant rain for 32 total days, and it was just and it was like the entire streets were flooded. And also another thing about this movie is that this movie they made sure that this movie probably inspired the government to really uplift more people out of these basement houses in South Korea because there's these basement houses in South Korea is where the Kim family, and this movie live, and there was actual people who live like that in South Korea. And South Korea, of course, media portrayed as this very rich country. Nope, there's still people in South Korea that live absolutely in poverty. They don't live like rich people. And now the South Korean government, because of this movie, is actually working to get these people out of poverty into, because Seoul is a very expensive city as well. So most people just buy very cheap housing to in the more poor areas to live because they can't afford the cost of living. It's very similar to San Francisco in that way, how it's very, very, very hard in San Francisco to make a decent living unless you like a tech oligarch or something like that. But yep, this movie, I'm not gonna spoil the whole movie for you. But yep, if you are a not rich person, which is 99% people, you'll understand that basically the 1%, they don't care about you. They don't give a crap about you. They never did, they never will. Doesn't matter if you work for them or not. They don't care. They only care about the money, the wealth, the status. And when they see poor people, they just don't really care. They like get disgusted by you because you're poor. That's mostly most rich people in a nutshell. And that's what this movie does pretty good. That they basically saw that these rich people, that's not the good. They like in the movie. And also it's just Kim is also a very popular South Korean last name. You don't know what because Kim Jong Un. Okay, we're not meant to know. Yeah, they do make jokes about North Korea in the movie as well, which was North Korea. Of course, they had to mention North Korea somewhere in the movie. And also, there's no English version of the movie, so you have to watch it in subtitles. But again, I'm used to watching stuff in subtitles. I watched the entire Dragon Ball Super in subtitles. I watched a lot of Naruto in subtitles, so I know how to read subtitles because I have been prepared with the ways of Dragon Ball for the longest of times. But yep, was this movie deserving of Best Picture? I think it was deserving of Best Picture. I will give this movie a perfect score. The last time I gave a movie a perfect score was probably like 4 or 5 months ago. I don't really give movie perfect scores anymore because there are most movies I really see are just okay. But yeah, this movie, basically what this movie is about, I think portrays it perfectly. The entire this movie tries to be many genres at once, and I think it works. They make it work in this movie, and this movie made a lot of money in South Korea, $142 million, in total in South Korea. So it made a lot of money there too. And yep, that's basically it. And also another thing is the guy who made this movie also lived in poverty as well. So it was kind of showing how he used to live in the movie. Basically, his family tried to get money in the most amount of possible way. And yep, that's basically it. Goodbye.